Hey, everybody. It's Big Papa Timo. Back playing some No Man's Sky. Doing a live stream this time, too. So bear with me a little bit. If you comment, it might take me a second to respond to it. I'm still a little new to this streaming thing, but I'm working on it. Trying to get better. It'll pretty much just seem like I'm rambling to myself for a little while. I don't know if anybody's even going to bother watching this, but we shall see. We shall see. Right now I'm just getting the live chat all set up so that I can see what's going on when it's going on. Alrighty. Got that all set up. I've been doing some base building and I have come all the way back to my original base. Like the very first base that I built. There we go. Yeah, look at that. It still has the original wood floor. Now I've been gathering some plants. Came back here to get the gamma weed. Gather this up so that I can take it to some of my other bases and populate those with gamma weed as well. Didn't do the best job of setting this up, but I did these huge long strings of it. It just kind of went everywhere. So I'm going to gather all of this up. This is still a little bit surreal for me, the whole streaming thing. I'm not all up to date on that technology like a lot of the kids are these days. I'm just an old gamer. Like what I like and I play what I like. Not necessarily what's the most popular thing on the market, or everybody out there right now is playing either Anthem or Apex, is it? I think those are the two big ones that just came out. Apex Legends, I think, downloaded yesterday. Never even tried it. I might one day, you never know. I didn't find out about No Man's Sky here until just a few weeks ago. It's been out since 2016. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of gamma weed here to gather up. And use this to populate some of the other bases. And I started hanging around with the guys and gals from the UAS, the Union of Allied Systems, Main World, and Sword from Noob Nation. And those have all been very welcoming people. They've taught me a lot of stuff. I'm learning all sorts of neat things about this game. Like how to keep your inventory from filling up. Still haven't learned that lesson yet. I'm going to shift a bunch of this stuff over to the Starship, get it out of here. Carrying a lot of crap around with me right now. If you're watching right now, it makes me wonder, why aren't you playing? Do you play No Man's Sky? Do you just watch videos of other people playing No Man's Sky? Would you like to learn about playing No Man's Sky? Because I tell you what, if you're looking to learn, Xaine's World is definitely a great resource for it. And swords feed. I'll have to post some links up on my channel a little bit later for both of those. I have learned so much between the two of them. Xaine is pretty much, everybody keeps joking around that he's the Yoda of No Man's Sky, or the Mace Windu of No Man's Sky. Man definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to this game, and he's got some excellent guides on how to set up trade routes, how to make money, how to play the game, how to find different things, and just watching a couple tutorials on his is really what inspired me to want to do this too. Like I said, this was the very first base that I built, so it's kind of in a really weird setup. Doesn't make much sense compared to the bases I'm building now. I've stopped building this particular style, and you can see why here. This is a prime example of why I don't really do these anymore. Anytime you build into the ground, sometimes the ground comes back. And when the ground comes back, the ground tends to always win. Now I have my auto miners sitting here. They've been sitting idle for a while because I haven't really needed a lot of uranium. But I'm going to gather a little bit of it up right now and get these guys started again. Carrying around a metric ton of condensed carbon as fuel, because I was running out everywhere I was going. And when you can't refuel your miners and your other devices, they're kind of useless. But the cool thing is, when you fuel them up and they sit here and gather the resources, even if you don't pick them up for a while, they just sit there and hold it for you until you come back. So it's always good to drop a couple of these on a good node. Like if you're going to need some uranium, put one on here and go at that for a little while. And I've got them on uranium and dioxide. And I need to set one up on a pyrite deposit someplace. So I got to look for one of those, because I'm going to be needing some pyrite. Nope, that's that one right there. I need that one. Okay. Do a quick scan, see if there's any red dots for critters I haven't scanned yet. Sometimes the rare ones come out to play when you've been away for a little while. Don't see anything new. Yes, this is definitely not my favorite sap. That poor guy, he's probably caught in there. I have a bunch of quests to kill kill animals, but I don't feel like shooting that poor little guy. He's stuck. And I don't remember what the galactic trade is here, but I think I'll take a quick look. Might be something useful, something interesting, you never know. Didn't realize that I'd be going through so much ferrite dust at this point in time. Becomes a very, very useful building tool. I don't even remember what other planets are in this system, so I'm going to take a quick look. What I have done is I've moved from my original base of operations to the UAS systems, and I've started to decommission a lot of my bases in this section of town, because I don't really come out here anymore. Even though having the teleporter, you can pretty much go wherever you want. We have Timorn's Isle of Solitude as my new main base of operations. I just did the Star Bulb Paraffinium base. That's the one that I just finished. Phosphorus Solar Mine is more of an outpost for me, and then Frostmourne is my other base that I was working on. The ammonia sodium outpost. I don't remember what was there. I imagine that's fungal mold. We'll go take a look. Recharge the auto miners. Grab some ammonia while I'm there. I could always go back to TP Mag Fair. That was my first really big base. Set it up right next to a trading post, that's the TP. And then the Mag Fair is the magnetized ferrite. Take a look, make sure that the buildings aren't filling it with dirt. Some of these bases I came back to and I was landlocked inside. The little friendly crab guys. They're not harmful. They just chill out. I should make sure I have enough room now. I got plenty of room in the inventory for this. Toxic plant, definitely going to be fungal mold growing here. Go ahead and grab these puppies up real quick. My inventory was such a wreck earlier, and then Sword made me an offer I couldn't refuse. He had a bunch of stuff he wanted to get rid of at the end of his stream. So he and I met up, and he gave me a whole bunch of stuff, but he made the comment and said he hoped that I had enough room for it, so I was making a mad dash to make as much room in my inventory as I could. And sure enough, he gave me about 30 stacks worth of stuff. Made quite a decent amount of units off of it. That was very, very, very nice of him. He was going to just delete it otherwise. He went back to an old account to do some base building with that one. Had to clear out some space. This game is all about inventory management. More so than World of Warcraft. In the early stages, you're always looking for bag space. And even in this game, at the early stages, you're always looking for more inventory space. I think I'm going to be a little bit more careful with how I place these. Well, I kind of like that little cluster idea. Alright, so we need to do fungal mold. One thing I do not like about this game is how it places plants. Ironically, fungal mold is about the best one for how easy this clicks to the ground, but I was just doing frostwort, and that is absolutely horrible. And then starbulb is also, see, it doesn't want to snap to the ground right there. I guess it all depends on whether or not you're up or downhill, but it's how close you are to it and how quick you turn, and it's just a kind of a pain. I wish there was something a little bit more intuitive, or it always snapped to the ground. But one of the things about this game is that it has so much depth into the worlds, with everything being procedurally generated and every world being different, and even the terrain changes with weather and stuff like that. You get after a certain amount of time, the terrain shifts with the windstorms and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to fault them for having a little thing like this that really, really bugs me. But unfortunately, that is the one thing that really, really gets me. So But now I'm definitely going to have to find a nice desert planet with some cactus flesh and some pyrite. Might have to make another outpost in one of those. But to do that, I'm going to have to go and head back to the other area because I don't want to build one back here. I'm still in the old area here. You can't really tell because the teleporter just, doesn't show where I went. It just gives you a name, but I know that this is the older area. Make sure you go ahead and re-upload your base when you've added new things, including plants. They all count towards the complexity levels, but if you don't save, you might lose out. I am not running all the way over there for fungal clusters. This stuff that'll do me fairly well for a while. Some more over there. I don't remember there being. Oh, they're not that close. Alright, let's highlight the ship instead. So you don't get that weird wonky little thing showing off every time. There's an unidentified mineral. How did I not scan that? Especially looking like it does. Ancient data structure. I don't think I need nav data right now. What kind of gas are we getting out of the atmosphere harvester? Nitrogen. Definitely do not need nitrogen. Not yet. I'm sure I will need it at some point in the future, but not right this moment. Check the trade terminal here. I don't know that there's necessarily anything in particular I'm looking for, but you never know. Kind of like the gold here. I could pick up the gold, turn that into pyrite. Take that with me to the next stop and throw that in the refiner when I get there. Alright. We have portal I'm keeping, salt lick hunting preserve I'm keeping. Let's go take a look at floater. That was a practice one for me. Excuse me. Got my coffee. Oh, nectar of the gods. Do love me some coffee. Now it is kind of strange. I have YouTube up on my phone at the moment so that I can see the stream and to see how far back in time that is. It's kind of weird. A little bit of a delay. Might be because I'm on Wi-Fi for this. Okay, now with floater, ooh, I didn't plant all the floater up. What the heck was I building here? I might have to go outside to take a look at this one. What is all of that? Yeah, definitely have to go outside to take a look at what I was doing on this one. These hallways are all over the place. What is this nonsense? Oh my. Not saying that I really know what I'm doing now, but this was obviously well before I had any clue what I was doing. Although I do see kind of a reasoning behind some of this. Get these pathways coming through and expanding on what we got. And there's a doorway. There's a doorway. That was the first attempt at that, and that actually was, I learned a good lesson on that. On how to attach, well, not necessarily attach, but how to integrate these glass floors to the cylindrical rooms. Apparently I left some ferrite dust in there. Presents. Ooh, even more. Good stuff. Well, I guess I won't be doing the pyrite just yet. And I came up with this idea for the fronts. So this is basically what I came up with. Show you what I got here. So we come in the front, got a little walk pad, some steps coming up, then the multiple doors, the double level. Now up top here, I hadn't figured out how to do it on this one, so I wonder if I put that, did I put that exocraft summoning station someplace else? I doubt I did. Let's find out. Alright, so I need 4 ion batteries and 1 antimatter. Let's go grab that real quick. Should have the means to make an antimatter. And I do. That door's a little high. We'll come on back out here. I have to stand out of the way a little bit. Don't want to fall off the roof though. Okay. Well, that is not going to go there because it's only 1 square. I did not make my roof big enough for that, which is a lesson that I did, did learn on the subsequent builds to build bigger roofs. What was I thinking? This place is all over the place. Oh my. Alright, so coming through here, I guess what I was thinking was come back here to a centralized point, and then you could go off over here, and this would be one thing over that away, and this would be one thing over that away, and then from here, I guess I was planning on, I bet you I was planning on putting storage units in here. That would make sense. The rest of the layout doesn't make much sense though. Or at least not anymore. So what I should do is, since this isn't planted, I might have enough inventory space to do this too. Alright, let's go ahead and start backing up here a little bit. Alright, so if we back that off, I think what I was probably worried about was bumping into that. I don't think I put anything in the rooms. They were just kind of placeholders. Yeah, there's nothing in here yet, so we can go ahead and back that off too. Can't delete what I'm standing on. That doesn't work out too well. Is there a hallway? There is. Grab that. Grab this. What I did learn though, and this was actually kind of cool, I didn't know that you could do this, but we are going to empty this refiner here. No free slots in suit inventory, so okay, my inventory is full from doing all that. Alright, so let's see if we can put some uranium up in the starship. Put the gold, well, we want to refine the gold. Running out of starship space. We need to go ahead and take this out of here. It's not inside that object, I don't care what you say. I'm going to put the other refiner actually right back over here. Plop that there, and then we're going to put the, while I'm at it, let's grab this port. Take that out of there, and we will put that out here. And then we are going to put a landing pad outside. If it would snap to the correct side, please. Nope, just doesn't want to snap to the right one. I'd actually have to jump down here. But I didn't realize that you could actually attach these to these sidewalls. Like so. I thought they had to be attached to structures of that nature. I was wrong. So, well, actually he did walk right up there. That works, that's nice. Let's go ahead and grab the planter and do a little lift off. Don't remember what that that red beacon was for. Hey, look, we got a visitor. Oh, that actually was quite fortuitous with the location. The visitor's not going to be too happy. I'm going to... Well, actually, let's see what he's got first. He might have something interesting. He's got some gamma root and some solar vine. Let's grab both of those. Drinking a little coffee while I do this. It's still a little early in the morning. Actually, it's very, very early in the morning. It's only 6:30. Okay. Telling you, I am not inside that object. Okay, so we got rid of those. And of course he just flies right away when that happens. Let's see if this will pop this on there correctly. Well, that one went right in there. Now we have a visitor's landing pad. And in doing so, I of course free floated that structure. That's fine, I'm going to delete all this anyways. I'm going to run out of room. Not much probably about it, I am going to run out of room. I'm not inside that object. I get much further outside that object and I'll fall. I do want to start doing some water bases in the near future. I think those will be interesting. Up here, I can go ahead and delete a bunch of this stuff. Inventory is full. I am not surprised at all. Alright, so we need to move some stuff around. So I need to get the whole stack of that in there. I'm going to put a little bit of that in the starship. Okay, well that just tells me that I need to get to it and start building. Now, one of the things that I've been doing differently on the new builds was I was actually putting the storage units underneath, where I was having a walkway go down over here and then coming back underneath and then having a hallway that goes with the storage units, but I may do this a little bit differently. I'm not sure how I want to do it, so I'm going to try some stuff out here. Nope, don't want wood, I want metal. Start off with a metal wall right there, and then we will... Oh, that's kind of neat. That's giving me some ideas. I wish they had those in glass. That'd be kind of cool. Well, what I was originally planning on doing was using that to start off the pathway like so. But I still need a way to get up there. Oh, had it. There we go. Okay, so I can do like so. Now, as I was saying before, what I was doing is I'd have a walkway that would come down from that location down to about there. So it would snap a walkway there. I was doing it from inside. That's a lot easier to do it from in there. Now I'm just kind of playing around. Don't know if the storage units will. They don't really snap to anything. They just kind of float free. And they are too big to go into that, so I have to basically delete all of this. I think I'll do it the way that I normally do. Instead of the new stuff, stick with Old Faithful. Yeah, see, this is a much smaller room than I've been building. I've been doing 5x5s now. And the 5x5 gives you enough room on the roof, and I guess I could expand this one out properly. That would probably be the smart way to do this. Inventory is full. Of course it is. My inventory is almost always full. Well, we gotta do something about this inventory being full, so to do something about that, we probably need to build something. I think I'm going to go with my original idea. Put my storage units on the back. Excuse me. Apologies. Zero there. Use one there. Two. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Should I put them on the end, or should I redo that? It's a thought. Guess my math skills were a bit off. That does not surprise me at all. Do need an easier way to get up to the top of this on the outside, though. Might have to build a balcony someplace. Okay, so need 2 more units. What I'm thinking I could do is delete that one and delete that one, and then replace those with 4 squares. Those are the wrong color. Don't remember what color scheme I was using. But that will just not do. That was a pretty harsh transition of color. Look kind of like black and blue. Blue and gray, or black and gray. There we go. And then we're going to put unit number 8 there. And number 9 there. And that did leave enough room for that. I like the look of the black and gray, but I gotta remember to use it every time because these colors are just getting all sorts of wonky. Alright, so I have my storage units set up like so. So then what I can do here is should be able to come out here with an addition. Oops, wrong one. Let's put a glass wall like so. Might need to go another one further out. No, that fit. Let's put another one there. Alright, then we'll come down here. Excuse me. I'm not inside that object. It grabs you at some of the weirdest times. Okay, so that's in the way. That's okay, because we knew we were going to delete that crap anyways. Did not like the looks of that. Alright, so now we've got storage and some bubbles. Now, how else do I want to do this? This is going to be so completely different than all of my other bases. But I can at least play with some different layouts here. Now, what I would like to do is start over here, because I'm going to need to make sure that I can get out from this one. So first what we're going to do is put some long hallways off the sides, just as placeholders, and to burn up as much supply as we can. If I do a hallway there, hallway there, actually what I might want to do is, instead of one of those, to do one of those. Okay, what is that hitting though? Is it just because it's not far enough out, or what? That's hitting everything. Alright, so okay, now it's hitting the storage unit. Okay, so how do I get one over here? Without losing too much. Okay, so I can't do that. So I wish they had like half hallways. Because then that would fit right in there. But no. That makes too much sense. Ooh, almost fell off. Alright, so the other option, maybe I could put one of those in here instead. Not inside the damn object. Okay, I could put one there. And that there. Okay, now that fits there. Okay. So that's the solution for that dilemma. to do is go ahead and delete that. Tell you what, if some of these guys ever watch this, with how good they are at building bases, they're probably just going to be laughing their asses off at me. Or screaming in their heads, "Dear God, no, Tenor, don't do that." Okay, so that puts that there. Now, do I just want to pull up one on the end? Of course, now it's going to start to rain. I can't see anything. And get in and out from the storm. We're going to take a walk through the inside and see how much sense this doesn't make. Alright, so there's that one there. One really cool thing about these domes, though, is the biodomes, you can come inside of them and take a look outside to see how your design's looking from inside. Now, what I could do... What if I came off of here with an L, put one going that way? Let's try that out real quick. That is facing the wrong direction. That's what I want on that. Okay, and then why not? There we go. Tell me I was inside the object again. I was in the hallway next to it. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but they got the rain sound. It's pretty damn realistic. Excuse me. Okay, so then I just need a straight hallway for the next one. Do that as glass. Another straight hallway. Then it should be time for another one on the side there. Nope. Not quite. But that will fit there. So then the next one, what we need is we need to change this to an L. Like so, and then that one we want to go the other way because we're going to want oh, I'm out of glass. Go figure. Am I really out of glass? I'm really out of glass. Well, we have a solution to that problem. The solution is the fact that we have a metric ton of frost crystals on us. I'm going to sit here and make a whole bunch of new glass. There we go. That should have freed up a decent amount of inventory space too. Sure enough. Alright, so come down here. And we should be able to put one there. That was a little trippy. Okay, so we need 2 spacers between them. So on this one, now we just need a straight wall, or straight one. And we should be ready for another one that way. And another one that way. There's no way that you can think that I'm inside that object. And at some point in time, I'm going to have to terminate this hallway. So I think what we'll do is we'll put one more on the end there. Call her done. Let's go and take a look. You're definitely sticking way out there. I've seen so many different ways of bases being built. Never know. Oh, excuse me. Never know which one's the best until you try. And what's best for you might not be best for somebody else. Now, see, I thought that that would end up being more of them, but no, that came out pretty nice. That was not what I wanted to do. I'm trying, there we go. Trying to zoom up. Ooh, mush those two right together. Interesting. Yep. Pretty cool. I wonder if I can squeeze one more in over there. Otherwise I'm going to have to get rid of those. Oh, there's an interesting idea. Splitting up the storage units a little bit and running hallways. In between. That would be interesting. Well, that's where I'm going to end this broadcast. Getting tired. I'm going to do some things, but thanks for coming around. Till next time, guys. Be safe.